On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Lancet.
A sharp, pointed surgical instrument used for making incisions or punctures, typically in medical procedures.
Examples:
Lancet device. Surgical lancet. The doctor used a lancet for a small incision on the patient's skin.
Longevity.
The property of being long-lived, great duration of service.
Examples:
Longevity crisis. Longevity genes. He is proud of the longevity of the business.
Centenarian.
A person who has reached or is at least 100 years old, someone who has lived for a century.
Examples:
Longevity centenarian. Oldest centenarian. The community honored the centenarian veteran for his service during World War II.
Piquer.
A feeling of irritation or resentment, often caused by a perceived slight or insult. Verb, to cause to feel resentment or indignation.
Examples:
Out of pique. Pique the curiosity. He slammed the door in a fit of pique.
Epicenter.
The point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus of an earthquake.
Examples:
The epicenter of the sports world. Epicenter magnitude. The epicenter of the earthquake was located deep beneath the Earth's surface.
Interweave.
To combine or blend substantive parts or elements, to interlace, to mix or intermingle.
Examples:
Interweave threads. Interweave ideas. The author expertly tried to interweave the story's plot and characters.
Villager.
A person who lives in a village or small rural community. A person who is part of a close-knit and traditional community.
Examples:
Villager community. Local villager. The rural villagers were saddened by the destruction of their homes in the natural disaster.
Intersect.
To meet or cross one another.
Examples:
Intersect at a point. Railways intersect the country. Her multidisciplinary works intersect music and picture with writing.
Doorway.
An opening in a wall for a door to fit into.
Examples:
A wide doorway. Doorway to success. He leaned against the doorway, waiting for her to come home.
Cathedral.
The main Christian church of a bishop's diocese, which is often the largest and most important church in the area.
Examples:
Cathedral school. Cathedral choir. The cathedral's stained glass windows depicted scenes from the Bible.
Cohesion.
The act or state of keeping or sticking together.
Examples:
Social cohesion. The cohesion of a team. We gain higher levels of social cohesion and stability.
Gregarious.
Fond of company, sociable, living in groups or communities.
Examples:
Gregarious animals. Gregarious nature. She was a gregarious person, always making friends with everyone she met.
Recount.
To describe what happened or to narrate a story.
Examples:
Recount the adventure. Recount a conversation with him. They recount events that have already occurred.
Wary.
Cautious or distrustful, especially because of a previous bad experience.
Examples:
A wary statesman. Wary of marriage. She was wary of meeting new people because of past experiences.
Outsider.
A person who is not part of a particular group, community, or society, someone who is considered to be on the periphery or outside of established social circles.
Examples:
Outsider perspective. Outsider artist. Living in a foreign country can make you feel like an outsider at times.
Posit.
To suggest or accept something as fact or as a basis for argument or consideration.
Examples:
Posit the existence of life after death. Posit the premise. We should posit several hypotheses to discuss the matter.
Grumpy.
Easily annoyed or irritable, inclined to complain or show dissatisfaction, often in an ill-tempered way.
Examples:
Grumpy cat. Grumpy mood. The grumpy older man snapped at the children for playing too loudly.
Eyelid.
A thin fold of skin that covers and protects the human eye, which helps to keep the eye moist by spreading tears over the surface and prevents foreign objects from entering the eye.
Examples:
Eyelid twitch. Drooping eyelid. Bright light can cause me to squint and strain my eyes, resulting in twitchy eyelids.
Growl.
To make a low, guttural sound, usually similar to that of an animal, expressing anger, agitation, or disapproval.
Examples:
Growl menacingly. Growl a command. The dog began to growl at the stranger approaching the house.
Niece.
A daughter of one's sibling, brother-in-law, or sister-in-law.
Examples:
A bouncing niece. Play with her niece. My niece is a talented artist who has won several awards for her drawings.
Lifespan.
The length of time for which a person, animal lives, or thing exists.
Examples:
Lifespan extension. Lifespan retrieval curve. Generally speaking, men have a shorter lifespan than women.
Bartender.
A person who serves drinks, especially alcoholic beverages, at a bar.
Examples:
Professional bartender. Moonlight as a bartender. The chief bartender mixed the ingredients to create a new and exciting cocktail.
Grocer.
A person who owns a shop that sells foodstuffs and some household supplies.
Examples:
A greengrocer. An old grocer. The natural foods grocer took advantage of the recent vegan craze.
Solitary.
Existing, living, or doing without others.
Examples:
Use of solitary confinement. A solitary traveler. He never uttered a solitary word.
Quip.
A witty remark, often sarcastic or humorous, that is intended to be clever and entertaining rather than serious or critical.
Examples:
Quip about politics. Sarcastic quip. Her witty quip caught everyone off guard and caused the room to laugh.
Drench.
To completely soak or saturate with liquid, typically with the intent of making something thoroughly wet.
Examples:
Drench with sweat. Drench the soil with fertilizer. The storm last night drenched everything in the yard, leaving puddles everywhere.
Crimp.
To press or squeeze material into small, regular, or irregular folds or ridges, to create small, tight curls or waves in hair or fabric, to restrict or limit someone's actions or progress.
Examples:
Crimp the edges of the pastry. Crimp my budget. The sudden change in weather might crimp our plans for a beach day.
Gluten.
A protein found in wheat, barley, and rye that is responsible for the elastic texture of the dough.
Examples:
Gluten-free diets. Gluten intolerance. Many people with celiac disease must avoid gluten in their diet.
Underpin.
To support or strengthen the foundations of something.
Examples:
Underpin a structure. Underpin democratization. The research findings underpin the theory that human activities cause global warming.
Rehabilitate.
To restore to good health or physical condition, to help someone return to a normal life, especially after a period of illness, addiction, or imprisonment.
Examples:
Rehabilitate prisoners. Rehabilitate wildlife. The organization works to rehabilitate drug addicts and help them rebuild their lives.
Quitter.
A person who gives up easily or does not have the determination to finish what they have started.
Examples:
Easy quitter, serial quitter. He was labeled as a quitter after he abandoned the project halfway.
Poke.
To push or prod with a sharp object or the finger.
Examples:
Poke around the desk. Poke a fire. They poked fun at each other's jokes, laughing and teasing.
Cascade.
A small waterfall or series of small waterfalls, a succession of stages or operations or processes or units.
Examples:
Cascade connection. Transistor cascade. The cascade of waterfalls in the national park was a breathtaking sight.
Neurotransmitter.
A chemical that carries nerve impulses between neurons or between neurons and muscles.
Examples:
Neurotransmitter receptor. Neurotransmitters released from the brain. Endorphins are a type of neurotransmitter that gives a sense of well-being.
Oxytocin.
A hormone secreted by the pituitary which stimulates contractions of the uterus during labor, equals the process of pushing out a baby, and the ejection of milk.
Examples:
Oxytocin degrading enzyme. Oxytocin receptor. Women may increase oxytocin production through romantic love.
Cortisol.
A hormone produced by the adrenal gland that is involved in regulating the body's metabolism, immune system, and blood pressure.
Examples:
Cortisol stress. Excessive cortisol. Cortisol levels in the body are often elevated during times of stress.
Dopamine.
A chemical substance produced by nerve cells as a neurotransmitter. As a drug, it is used to treat shock and hypotension.
Examples:
Dopamine inhibiting agent. Antagonism of dopamine. The drug controls the level of dopamine in the brain.
Morphine.
A powerful narcotic drug used to relieve pain and induce sleep.
Examples:
Morphine addiction. Synthetic morphine. Long-term use of morphine can lead to tolerance, physical dependence, and addiction.
Conflate.
To blend or fuse two or more things, often with the result of creating confusion or a loss of distinction between them, to mistakenly treat two separate entities as one.
Examples:
Conflate ideas. Conflate data. It's important not to conflate two issues when analyzing a complex situation.
Neuroscience.
The scientific study of the function, structure, and disorder of the brain and the nervous system.
Examples:
The branch of neuroscience. A theoretical concept in neuroscience. Our university is famous for its professors who are well-versed in behavioral neuroscience.
Sentient.
Having the ability to perceive or feel things, particularly through sense perception like touch or sight, especially at higher levels of intelligence and consciousness.
Examples:
Sentient beings. Sentient robots. Animals such as dolphins and elephants are highly sentient and intelligent creatures.
Prioritize.
To assign a higher level of importance to something compared to other things.
Examples:
Prioritize tasks. Prioritize people over cars. The organization prioritized the needs of the community in its decision-making.
Groom.
To clean, brush, and care for the fur or feathers of an animal. To prepare oneself or someone else for a special event or occasion. To make something neat.
Examples:
Groom duties. Groom a horse. I need to groom my dog before his fur gets too long.
Primate.
Any mammal of the order primates, which includes monkeys, apes, and humans.
Examples:
Primate species. Primate sanctuary. Many scientists study primate behavior and intelligence.
Anthropology.
The scientific study of humanity, concerned with human behavior, human biology, cultures, societies, and linguistics in both the present and past, including past human species.
Examples:
Social anthropology. Anthropology of religion. The areas of anthropology and psychology are significantly related to one another.
Baboon.
A large monkey with a dog-like snout and a long, curved tail found in Africa and Arabia.
Examples:
Wild baboon. Baboon habitat. While on safari, we saw a troop of baboons roaming through the grasslands.
Dementia.
A severe decline in cognitive function, especially memory, as a result of disease or injury.
Examples:
Dementia patients. Probably have dementia. The study found that regular exercise can help to prevent the onset of dementia in older age.
Bolster.
To support or strengthen, often by adding extra assistance or resources.
Examples:
Bolster confidence. Bolster the economy. The company hired a new advertising agency to bolster its marketing efforts.
Bloodstream.
The blood flowing through the body.
Examples:
Bloodstream in an artery. bloodstream to the brain. Cancer cells are often carried throughout the body by the bloodstream.
Doe.
A mature female of mammals of which the male is called a buck, such as a deer or a rabbit.
Examples:
Doe rabbit, buck and doe. Hunters use a whistle that makes the doe sound to lure stags.
Nephew.
A son of your brother or sister.
Examples:
3-year-old nephew. Nieces and nephews. My nephew is 8 months old and still being breastfed.
Yell.
To shout in a sudden and loud way.
Examples:
Yell for help. Yell as loud as we can. When I asked my father for more money, he became furious and yelled at me.